What's up, gang? It's Willie Rebuild, baby. Back with another one. That's right, gang. Yes, sir. Out here in the cold, and we still getting the job done, gang. That's right. Got ice and snow on the cars. Little light snow, nothing major. But as y'all can see, we got that old blanker working, gang. We got that old blanker working. After I done damn near dismantled the whole car, we got the blanker working. We figured out the problem. It wasn't the blanker switch after all. Let me go ahead and cut it off because I don't want to run the battery down, but I'm gonna show y'all we got the blankers working. We got the tail lights working, as y'all can see. Now, as I told y'all before, I thought it was something going on with the dash because that's the last thing that I had worked on was installing the dash, but all my lights and stuff, it was working before, gang. So you always want to kind of start at the last spot where you did any major repairs. But I see, man, besides the dash, because the wires and, all I had and checked all that stuff and it was working good before I put the dash in. And I was being extra careful when installing the dash not to, hurt none of the wires and nothing like that. So I was like, man, you know what? I messed with the window switch, but I don't think that's what it is. So I took all those wires loose, took the switch off, just in case I might have had a wire in the wrong spot or something. You know how it go when you don't know what the problem is, you go to just going to messing with everything. So then I thought about it. I said, man, you know what? Let me get my multimeter out and check. I say, because I know I'm getting power in the back because I got power to the passenger tail light. So I got my multimeter out, checked the passenger side, got all the wires figured out what's supposed to be hot when the blank on and this and that. And when I went to this side, I said, you know what? This socket ain't hot when the blank on the brakes is applied. So then I thought about it. I said, man, I was looking in all these boxes. Every box, I was looking all over the garage because I was trying to figure out what happened to the latch for the glove box. So I'm frustrated messing with that, and I'm moving boxes and stuff all around. So I said, let me go back and check these wires right here in the side, because this was one of the only spots where the rats had done ate on wires. So I opened all the harness. All this stuff was nice and tucked neat. But in the process of me moving these boxes and stuff around, I had broke this yellow wire right here. I broke that wire inside of the heat shrink because those wires are aluminum, so they easy to break if you twist them and stuff like that there. So when I checked that yellow wire, because that's your power for your blinker, and that's your power for your blinker and your tail light, your brake light on the passenger side. Sure enough, that wire was broke. So when I put that together, the blinker start working, tail light start working and everything like that. But then I noticed that the tail lights had then got dim. So I don't know if somewhere along the way, maybe I damaged the ground inside of one of the sockets or something like that. But what I'm gonna do is, well, what I done already done is, I just ordered me another tail light harness for the back, because your tail light harness, it unplugged right there. So I just ordered another tail light harness for the back because I went and checked the grounds and all, try to mess with all that, and I could fix the harness, but I just ordered a new one. It ain't nothing but like 50 bucks. So I said, you know what? I'ma just order a new tail light harness, swap it out, be done with it. I'ma get in contact with my buddy, because in the process of working on that, I made a mistake and broke one of the plugs from the wire going to the car. So I just get another harness that come from the car, splice that, put all that back together, and be done with it. But I have figured out the problem. I know what it is. I know how to fix it. And we on to the next thing, gang. But I've been trying to get this interior installed. As you can see, I done put some more of the panels in, put the lights back in. I don't have no bulbs in the back lights. That's why they're not coming on, but all my lights under the dash, all that stuff is working. So the next thing I gotta do is I gotta get a headliner or find a board and redo the board, and then start working on these seats, gang. We almost there. We almost there. Just a little bit of chipping away, and we gonna be there real soon. This year should have everything together. As you can see, got all the panels. This T-top panel, think I'm gonna replace that one because one of the clips broke. I might be able to figure out a way to rig it up, make it work, but if not, I'll just buy another one or find another one used somewhere and get everything done. Put the AC controls in, as you can see. So slowly but surely, I'm piecing old rat nest back together and getting one step closer to go down the road, gang. Just was coming to let y'all know, give y'all an update on the car. Let y'all know that I figured out the problem. And now we gonna get ready to go to the shop and take care of our other problem with the Monte Carlo and the cross member situation, gang. As y'all can see, I fly in any weather. I'm like Birdman. It don't matter how hot, how cold it is. I don't make excuses, and I get the job done. And you should do the same. I'm gonna cut y'all on when I get to the shop, gang. Yes, sir. All right, gang, we done made it over here to the shop. And as you can see, I'm starting to get the fuel system set up. And all we got here is, this is just a 3/8 quick disconnect fuel connector to AN6. This here on the return is just a 5/16 compression fitting to AN6 on the 45 here, 45 there. This just your vent. I mean, if you want to be fancy, you can get a 3/8 compression fitting and put on the return. The reason I don't do that because I just use fuel line instead of AN line, and just put a clamp on there because your return, not your return, your vent is not gonna have that much pressure on it. So there's no need to spend money and put a AN fitting on it. Now, right here, I got the bracket, the correct bracket right here for the transmission. This the one that the customer supplied. Now, if y'all can remember, when I went under the car the last time, when I told y'all the bracket didn't line up and all that, and the reason that I didn't drill holes in it to make it work is, I'm finna show you right here. I told y'all before that that bracket doesn't just hold the transmission. That bracket also sets the pinion angle. So with this bracket right here, if y'all remember, the transmission was into the floor. This the correct bracket. As you can see, it's like damn near a ½ inch to a 1 inch different. So that bracket right there, not only does it hold the transmission, it sets the pinion angle. Those brackets are fabricated a certain way in height from the company because that bracket sets the pinion angle. So all we doing right now, gang, is putting our same thing here. This just a 3/8 quick connect, quick disconnect fitting to AN6 on the 90. You see the fuel line there. I'm gonna cut that down and run that to my fuel rail. So I'm gonna go ahead and install a bracket on the transmission and start setting up the fuel line, and I'll cut y'all off and cut y'all back on in a minute, gang. We in here grinding, baby. It's like 35 degrees. Yes, sir. All right, gang, after a little bit of investigation, old Willie Rebuild made a mistake. That's right. Old Willie Rebuild made a mistake. So, actually, I got my engine mounts in the wrong hole. Now, that is the incorrect bracket, just like I told y'all before. But I got the engine sitting too far forward. And I noticed that the other day, that my intake don't sit that far away from the firewall, gang. So what I gotta do is, let me get y'all around here so I can show y'all. It's no big deal, but I gotta move the engine mount back to this hole right here. The second hole down there. That's where the mount need to be sitting at. So I'm gonna have to undo the mounts, slide the motor back to that next hole, and then I can go ahead and mount my transmission. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna unbuckle all that and get everything set up and put the transmission cross member bracket. See, this the part of doing the swap, gang. Sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you gotta work backwards. But that bracket for the cross member, that is the incorrect bracket, the one that the customer supplied. But this one don't line up either because the engine is sitting too far forward. And as you can see, look at that big gap in the firewall. The engine gonna be sitting back further than that. So I'm gonna unbuckle all that and get the engine set where it need to be set. And then I can go ahead and drill my hole for my wire harness and stuff, gang. So I'm gonna get the tripod and stuff. Man, it ain't no need to set the tripod up because y'all ain't gonna really be able to see too much other than me unscrewing screws. I'm gonna be under the car and the tripod gonna be up top. So I'm gonna get that stuff situated, and then I'm gonna cut y'all back on, gang. Willie Rebuild on the job, baby, trying to get it done. Yes, sir. All right, gang, I'm back with it. Actually, it's the next day, but I done went ahead and loosened the engine mounts up. And I still got the bolt in there. My little bulb on my light done blew out, so I can't really get y'all no good view, but y'all get the idea. And like I was telling y'all the other day, you can come from the side with that engine and walk it down the side of the car like that. If your engine hoist is not long enough, you could come straight sideways like that and walk the motor right in the car, gang. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go ahead and damn, I done blew my little light bulb out. I'm gonna go ahead and jack the engine up a little bit, move the mounts to the next bolt hole where they need to be, and I'm gonna cut y'all back on once I get everything set up, gang. Yes, sir. All right, gang, we back after a couple of hours We done got everything situated. It's kind of dark in here because my little drop light broke. But the mount, I sit it back into the second hole. At first, the Holly mounts used to go in the same holes as the small block Chevy on the G-body. But I think they changed it up because on Rat Nest, my mounts was on the small block Chevy holes, and everything worked perfect. So I think they changed it up a little. I don't know if they changed the brackets up or whatever they did, but now you gotta put it in the second hole. And I had forgot about that because when I put those mounts in, I didn't even have the engine. And I was over here talking to somebody and just putting the mounts in. But also, as you can see now, all 4 bolt holes line up in the cross member, and the trans drop down some. You can't really see under here, and my drop light, the bulb blow, but everything is lined up in the way that it's supposed to be. And now it's time for Willie Rebuild to start the wiring, since we got the engine set where it need to be set. Also, I plumbed up my fuel lines for the fuel tank. You can see the gas tank is under the car, just mocked up. I still gotta run my power wire for the fuel tank and wire it up back there. But I just put the tank under there so I can measure out my length of my lines, my fuel lines, so I can have that all situated. So next time when I drop it down, I'll wire it up, put the filter, Corvette filter, fuel filter regulator in there, and the tank will be up for good. So when we come back next, we gonna start our wire harness, running the wire harness. I'm gonna show you how I do it on the G-body, how I run the wires, where I put the computer, and we gonna keep it moving, gang, until we get fire in the hole and black lines in the street. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you ain't already subscribed. It's Willie Rebuild up in here again at nighttime, cold as a motherfucker, telling you I'm out of here, baby.